Welcome to another learning moment with me, Noeline Chirabo. This is the second part of our learning moment around building a personal brand. Just to recap, in the first session, I talked about the fundamentals of a brand and, in specific, a personal brand. We talked about purpose, vision, mission, and values, which then feeds into your culture and what people get to know you for in terms of your character and your commitments. In this second part, I'd like to share with you some of the pillars that are fundamental in activating your personal brand. Having identified the fundamentals, now how do you then project your brand to the people that you want to buy into your vision, to the people that you want to impact? The first core thing about personal branding, like any other branding, you need to profile. You need a personal profile. Now that you know your vision, your mission, and your core values, you need to let the world know about who you are and what you stand for. Profiling can be in documentation, it can be in your CV, it can be in your bio. And for those of us who are using social media, which I would like to think is inevitable in this day and age, there is what we call the About section. That is where you give us a window into who you are. Tell us a bit of what you stand for, what you care about, what you're truly passionate about. So profile yourself. Now, profiling is not just about stating your vision, your mission, and core values. It's also being intentional to show up in alignment with your vision, your mission, and your values. It would be disappointing for you to tell us that you stand for something, but when we go through your posts, when we go through your conversation, when we go through your pictures, it does not depict the things that you say you stand for. The key thing about profiling is consistency. Be very consistent in how you profile yourself. I like to tell people in this day and age, a lot of companies and employers are using social media as part of their background check. So it's important that one, you have an online presence, but two, you have a professional online presence. I'd like to say use your names on your professional pages. If you're going to use LinkedIn, use the names that you use on your academic papers. So when people are looking for you, they can find you. If you're using Facebook to profile and share your brand or to increase your brand visibility, then be very consistent in the things you share about. Be very particular about the kind of posts, the kind of themes, the kind of conversations you engage in. Because remember, you are a brand. And the importance of a brand is that people buy into who you are before they buy into what you do. So whether you are running a business or you are self-employed, it is important that you have a proper profiling of your personal brand so that people know who you are. If people like you, they'll want to do business with you. If people like you, chances are high that they'll want to hire you. So profile yourself the right way. Thanks to technology, you can go back and clean up your profile. A common question that comes up is, what do I do with all the things that I've been posting that now I realize do not promote my brand? I like to tell people, go back and clean up. Clean up and start afresh. It's okay to start afresh, but it's important that you don't leave your personal profiling to chance. So I challenge you, go check out your social media accounts. Do they represent that kind of personal brand you are standing for? The second thing about personal branding is that while you're profiling yourself, it's also very clear, it's also very important to let us know who are the people you are called to. Who are the kind of people you want to influence? Who are the kind of partners you want to work with? Every brand has a customer base. Every business has its own niche customers. As a personal brand, you must have a profile customer. Who are the people you feel most situated to influence? Who are the people that need what you're offering? Who are the people that you are most relevant to in regards to your skills, your talents, your experience, and your abilities? And then focus your energy there. One of the mistakes we make is try to reach everyone, is try to appeal to everyone. There is no brand for everyone. So even when it comes to your personal branding, you are called to a certain group of people. And it's important that you have these people in mind when you're making your posts, when you're profiling yourself, because you need to appeal to your niche category of people that you want to work with or influence. The third thing about personal branding, the other pillar, is presence. So it's not enough for you to just open up a social media account and walk away. For you to build a strong personal brand, just like we can learn from corporate companies and all these other bigger brands, is that they maintain active presence. So do not just be a passive account holder on social media. Be active. Now, active doesn't mean you need to make 8 or 10 posts every day. The minimum you can go for is a post every day. Bare minimum is a post once every 3 days. So you need to have presence for people to remember you, for people to recognize your brand. There's got to be presence, and that presence is got to be active. People need to hear from you more often, to remember your brand, to refer business to you, to call out to you in regards to your strength and the services that you're offering. Because if you're a dormant brand, you are going to be forgotten in this day when people are spending so much time online and there's so much information coming through. Talking about presence, it is also important that you do have a logo. Yes, logos are not just for companies. As a person, you can think about having a personal logo. So the idea, if you don't use a logo, then use a consistent profile picture, that when people look for you online, they can identify you quickly. Because oftentimes you're going to find there's more than one person that has the same name like you. So to differentiate yourself, be very consistent with your profile picture and the logo that you are using. The last pillar in personal branding, like in every other brand, is your profit model. Every brand must have a profit model. So the idea is not that you wake up to make money, but you must think about your brand. Think about profit model in terms of value. What's the actual value you're offering to your customers or to your beneficiaries or to your crowd or to your fans? People buy into value. You need to know what's the value you're bringing to the marketplace. Before you set a price, articulate the value. If you are offering something that is valuable, it's just a matter of time and people will be willing to pay for the value. The mistake we make is oftentimes we brand ourselves, we profile ourselves, and then we put a price before we articulate the value. So when you think about your profit model, think about the value that you're bringing to the marketplace. Think about the value that you're offering to your customers, to your beneficiaries, to your fans, to your friends, to your followers. And then once the value has been articulated, it will be so easy to monetize that value because people already appreciate what you're doing. They'll be willing to pay for it. My name is Novelyn Chirabo. Have a blessed day and a blessed week. Let's keep the conversations going online.